Hello, brave adventurers. It's Dorinius Wartinius, here to inform the peasants that we have a Patreon that would be lovely for you to support. There's a free tier, which gives you every episode of the Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons podcast, as well as special behind-the-scenes views and our Game Master David's notes, so you can view just how off-course we took everything. But if you feel the urge to dole out a few shekels and gold pieces to the team, know that you can enjoy special bonus content, like bonus episodes, podcasts, wrap-ups, commentaries, and even a special side campaign that I, Dorinius Wartinius, am currently working on in the world of Lord of the Rings. While you don't have to support us monetarily, every gold shilling will go back into the show so that we can continue to create Dungeons & Dragons audio adventures to the best of our ability. So please, sign up for our Patreon, Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons, because any support will go a long way, and maybe one day we'll get that merch store up and running, if I can figure out how to do that. Tally-ho!
All right, welcome back to Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons. My name is David Ashbaugh, your Dungeon Master, as always, joined by our three fearless adventurers who are now level 5. They've leveled up after our previous episode. We got Dorinius Wartinius, Divad Notabe, and Sir Alex of Kerrigan. And boys, it's episode 20. We've hit another milestone.
That's quite the milestone.
We did it, everybody.
Woo! Yeah. Sorry, what was that, David?
So that's quite a milestone. 20. That's crazy.
Yeah. 20 episodes. I mean, yeah.
Even for just Dungeons and Dragons parties, making it 20 sessions is huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like most Dungeons and Dragons parties either kind of fizzle out because of disinterest or fizzle out because people's schedules change and, you know, you can't have everybody there all the time. So, yeah, just making it to level 20 in a D&D campaign is pretty impressive. So, good job. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
That's it for the podcast, everyone. Thanks for listening. Yeah. We're never doing another episode. We made it to 20. Good night, everybody.
Burn out and I'll fade away.
Exactly. But just a quick recap of episode 19. I haven't started editing it yet, and we recorded more than a month ago, so I am just off of memory trying to recap. But you guys were basically found by Chuck after your kidnapping at the hands of Krim and his dastardly companions, and then Darren brutally murdered Krim, of course. Chuck found you guys the morning after the events of the kidnapping, brought you back to Fort Thorns on the Graff side, where he took you to Jonathan Graff's house. And in Jonathan Graff's house was sitting Wysella Warts and Friar Farnsworth, who then told you that basically the two leaders of the towns have been wanting to reunite the towns for quite some time. There's been talk, and now is a good time to do so. And then they gave you 3 tasks. You had to collect lumber for the stage for the festival. And does anybody remember the name of the giant you had to collect the lumber from?
Wait, do I have that written down here?
Yeah, checking the notes.
Checking the note, yeah. Like, no.
Timber the Tall Man Taylor.
Timber the Tall Man Taylor. There you go. Yeah. And his halfling friend Al Borland, who translated his grunting for you. You guys chopped down a tree. David managed to keep himself a big giant axe, which we're going to be calling Timber's Lumber Thumper. David, I haven't quite created the sheath for that item yet, but if you want to use it this episode, we'll kind of go off the cuff. But yes, I'll make an item sheet for that.
I'll save it.
And then you guys went back into town, and you needed to get some flyers designed and printed. And does anybody remember the name of the flyer sales guy?
I have it in my notes, but I'll let the other guys guess if they want to give it a shot. It's a great play on flyers.
That didn't help. It feels, yeah.
Bill Nye the Flyer Guy.
There you go.
Stupid. I love it.
And then you guys also
So dumb.
It is very dumb. It's the dumbest podcast. Anyways. And then you guys were told you had to find the foreman who is responsible for building the dam. And what was the name of the foreman?
Blue Foreman.
Close.
Close. Really close.
Yeah.
It was,
Try
of
again.
course.
Use another RGB color.
Yeah.
Green Foreman.
Try
Nope.
again.
Think that 70s show.
Yeah, no, I was thinking Red
Well,
Foreman.
I know what his name is, but there's copyright infringement, so we're
Well, you
thinking
can
of like
say
what, like,
things. You can say Batman,
Yeah.
but we just can't play clips
Yeah.
of the show.
I stabbed you first.
Red 5-Man.
Where were the other drugs going?
Red Foreman.
Hey.
The Red Foreman, because he's dressed head to toe in red clothing. There you go. That was my fun little millennial references.
Yeah, you had a lot of pop culture drops in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I like doing stuff like that.
yeah.
But yes, and so we find ourselves basically, you guys had just walked out of the flyer shop, and of course that's where we'll start the episode. But first, we got to get our dude dialogue out of the way. And you know what, seeing as how it is episode 20, a little bit of a recap question. In the last 10 episodes, what has been your favorite moment?
In the last 10 episodes, I've got two that kind of come to mind, and one of them is a lot of fun, and one of them is going to surprise you guys. One of them, like the argument with Darren when he rolled the 20 and I rolled the 1. I love that kind of element of the game playing us against each other. And we go, okay, well, this is real improv. Let's see what we're going to do now.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And the other moment was getting kicked square in the nuts so many times by all those chickens, just because of. Not because of getting kicked in the nuts, but because of how funny it was to listen back to like that.
Yeah, both great moments. And that episode, I think, is definitely up there for one of our best episode 18. That one was.
Agreed, yeah.
Let's go to David, Divad. What's some of your favorite moments from the past 10 episodes?
100%, without a doubt. It was so funny that I'm like, as soon as we were done, ran upstairs to tell Frankie about it, and she's like rolling her eyes at me. But I could not believe how funny it was Darren rolling for penis size.
And it's so anticlimactic too, because you were so you were hyping yourself up so much, and then there's just dead silence, and it's a 2.
Yeah, come on.
But that's soft.
It's pretty sad that, a role-playing game won't even let me fantasize about a bigger D. It's like, no, you stay in the confines of reality, you piece of shit.
Yep. There you go. So, Darren, what is your favorite moment of the last 10 episodes?
To piggyback off of Sir Alex, I'd have to say there are 2 for me as well. One from episode 18, which was me trying so hard to be stealthy to get out of the cage, and then Sir Alex and Divad David doing 7 combat rolls across the campground, Alex full-on sprinting out of the cage, and nobody noticing. That's my favorite when the dice tell the story of something that should be noticeable, but it's like they failed their perception check, so they didn't hear this fucking 7-foot demon man rolling across the lawn, and then this naked elf sprinting.
Yeah, I also gave Alex disadvantage on that stealth check, and he rolled a 20 and a 23.
Yeah. And then my
I am a god.
And then my other favorite moment would have to be the lengths that you, David, the dungeon master, went through when you realized you gave Alex an OP weapon to try and get that weapon back with Spray's painter so you could nerf it, only to have that weapon seemingly be just as powerful in Alex's hands when he's blowing guys' arms off. In last episode.
The only difference apparently is I nerfed it by I took 3 away from his attack rolls, so he went from like a 12 to still a 9 to it hit.
Still, and then when it hits with his damage numbers, it's still doing huge numbers on guys. So it was just a really nice. Your attempt to nerf him, but it just didn't really nerf him.
You can't hold me down.
No, those extra attacks.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite moments in the past 10 episodes was when Darren finally got to use his Pokeball, and it all came together so well in combination with David's Dart of Domination, and David doing that. David, I think you were trying to basically going to tell it to just walk off the cliff until Darren had said something.
Yep, that was the plan.
Yeah.
As you were reading what your dart did, I was just like, I knew that you were going to try and make it kill itself. I was like, oh, this could be huge for us.
All right, well, we will pick up, as we always do, right where we left off. So you guys are standing outside the front door of Bill Nye the Flyer Guy's shop. You have given him instructions on what you want for the flyers, how you want them made, and he told you to come back in a day or two to pick them up. And I believe I had mentioned that the Harvest Festival is in 3 days' time, and that the dam needs to be built just before the Harvest Festival so that you don't cut off the water for too much time. And as you guys are standing there, Friar Farnsworth kind of waddles up, his little frog guy, and he comes up to you and he's like, "Gentlemen, the Red Foreman wishes to speak with you about the plans for damming the river. We're not going to start construction for another couple of days, but I believe maybe you guys can come up with a plan as to how you go about this." And he's up at the job site right now up near the mouth of the river. It's just north of the church if you want to head up there and chat with him.
Tally-ho.
Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, tally-ho. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
We'll
else
link
I
arms
can do.
and start skip walking there.
And all of a sudden, all you hear is a jitterbug, a doop-doop.
Orange mocha frappuccino.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you. But yes, you guys make your way past the church. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon as the noon sun is high in the sky. You make your way past the church, and you can see in the distance that it looks like there's like a job site coming up. It's still a few hundred meters away, and there's a small little creek that kind of joins up with the main river, and there's a wooden bridge that transverses the creek with a large archway over top of it.
The large archway over top of it. Is there anything underneath the bridge?
Is there a
pervert around?
Sex offender nearby that might pop out of this bridge and make us all feel uncomfortable?
Everybody make me either perception or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Whichever I prefer. Okay.
Both the same for me.
I got a +7 to investigation, so we'll rock that. Let's see. Doesn't matter, critical fail. Fuck.
I got a 13.
I rolled a 21 perception.
Well, Darren, you just see a bridge with some water under it. David, you see a bridge and notice the archway like you had before. And then, Alex, you can detect that there might be some, I don't know, maybe a bit of faint magic coming from this bridge, but nothing too strong.
Nothing strong. Okay.
How perferred it is, this magic feeling.
Show me on the doll where the magic is touching us.
Yeah. And so
Squarely on top of the head.
And you can see in the distance that, like, the Red Foreman, he's a tall guy, like I said, dressed all head to toe in red, is kind of waving you over, beckoning you to come forward.
Well, I guess I'm just going to walk forward then.
Yeah, I'm going to let Alex step onto the bridge before I do.
Yep. I'll take the lead. Yep.
Alex, you step onto the bridge, cross the bridge, and Darren and David, as soon as Alex walks under the archway, he disappears.
All right, well.
Oh, well, some type of illusion magic.
Boys, I seem to have disappeared.
Can we hear him say that? Like when he's talking? Can we hear?
No.
Okay. I was hoping I would just hear. Boys, I've disappeared.
This ethereal voice in the back of your head.
Okay.
My.
Alex is gone. I vote we take a different path.
Yes.
I'm going to pick up a rock and I'm going to throw it in the direction where Sir Alex disappeared.
Okay, so you throw the rock and it goes through the archway and lands on the other side of the bridge.
It doesn't
I'm going
disappear.
to dip just one toe.
It does not.
Over.
Dip one to like into the archway.
Yeah.
And okay, so Darren, you see Divad walk up, dips a toe into the archway, and poof, he disappears.
No.
I just drop my arms to the side and like look around to nobody that's around and say, "Well, fuck it, I guess." And I just jump across the threshold.
And you jump across the threshold, you disappear, poof, and all three of you find yourself in darkness. And everybody make me a perception check.
That's a 12.
That's not nearly as good. That's 8.
That's 12.
All right, so Darren and David with your 12, you notice that you're, like I said, in darkness, but right in front of you is almost like a little podium, I guess. Like in front of both of you, there's a little podium, and you can see that between the two of you, you're kind of all standing in the line. Alex is there as well, who's also got himself a podium in front of himself. And then all of a sudden, bright
God.
lights, bright
my
studio
God.
lights
Oh,
turn
my
on,
God.
and you hear the announcer go, "Welcome to Celebrity Jeopardy!"
Trivia. No.
Fuck you, Dave.
Only thing I hate more than puzzles.
The second you said podium, and then to give you a peek behind the veil, dear listeners, was wondering why you were texting the group chat, being like, "What kind of impressions are you guys good at?" Fuck.
Oh no.
And what did we say? What did we say? Wouldn't it be more fun if you picked for us?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, we made this bet ourselves, boys.
And out walks a mustachioed Will Ferrell looking like Alex Trebek, and he says, "Welcome to Celebrity Jeopardy, and please welcome our 3 contestants." And Darren, he points at you, and you notice that you look like David Attenborough.
Amazing.
And David Attenborough, ladies and gentlemen. And then Alex, he points at you, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter.
Oh,
And then-
crocky.
And then David, he points at you, and of course our cartoon companion, Mr. Eric Cartman.
Oh, fuck. Fuck you.
And
Right, you got a good one there, mate.
I don't even know where to start with this one. You really dicked me over.
come on, Eric
Here's a little
Cartman's easy.
piece of advice, table talk, David. Find a phrase that Cartman says that you can use to put yourself into that voice. For me, with Attenborough, it's 3-toed sleuths. And then you'll go into the accent a little bit better. So if you have like a "screw you guys, I'm getting ham" or something like that you can
My
use,
chicken
that makes it
pat
a little- Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Ma'am, bathroom.
Man, bathroom.
Oh, there's my big boy. All right. So you guys look on the board, and
Fuck you so much.
Alex Trebek says, the 3 categories for our first round of Celebrity Jeopardy, Yar Mateys. This category will include names of NPCs you encountered in your pirate adventure.
Oh, man.
Up in Smoke. This category pertains to Dorinius, and only Alex and Divad, you are the ones who can answer these questions. Dorinius, you will sit out this category.
Okay.
And then our third and final category for our first round of Jeopardy, Brutal Beats. This is all about Divad Notabe, and Divad, you cannot answer these questions. So, gentlemen, everybody roll me initiative, and we will get underway.
Crocky, this is so exciting.
Here we
19.
have 3 unsuspecting game show contestants.
I got a 16.
That's a 19.
I
from
just
Mr.
rolled a
Attenborough.
17.
All right, we will go to Mr. David Attenborough. Which
Excellent,
category
excellent.
would you like?
I'm going to go with the one that's about me. Dorinius, the weed one.
Would you like question 1, 2, or 3? The questions will get harder the more value they are. So question 1 is worth 1 point, question 2 is worth 2, and of course question 3 is worth 3.
Well, I say we start big or go home and go with question number 3.
And I remind you, only David and Alex, Eric Cartman and Steve Irwin can answer these questions.
That is exactly why I did it.
Up in Smoke for 3 points. After waking up in the cabin before heading to Vaknarov, Chuck offered to make all of you eggs. What type of eggs did Dorinius want?
I know this one.
Right, it was some kind of special egg dish that he never quite had before.
Mm-hmm.
Has something to do with the devil, I believe.
Not quite.
Hmm.
Can they phone a friend or talk to me in any way?
I'm going to need a minute to think about this one.
10
I'm
seconds on the
thinking.
clock, gentlemen.
I'm going to need more than 10 seconds to think about this one. What do you think about that, Eric?
And I'm thinking poached eggs.
Fuck, that's terrible. I can't do it, you guys.
It's not bad.
And
It's good.
as-
Don't be mad at yourself. It's good.
And as David says the wrong answer, he goes, poof, and all of a sudden he looks like Borat.
Oh, I see how this is
Oh,
going to
boy.
go.
Oh,
I
no.
see how this is going to go.
Okay, well, all you got to do is say
Oh,
my
wow.
life over and over again. You're fine.
And Alex, time is running out. If you do
gonna have
not
to look-
answer,
I'm going to have to lock in deviled eggs as my final answer.
Incorrect.
and as you say that, poof, and now Alex looks like Hank Hill.
Well,
And,
I'll tell you, yeah.
and
Well, I tell you what, this is mighty big downgrade for me.
And as both of you fail to answer the question, Alex Trebek looks at you. He's like, the type of egg that Dorinius wanted is, in fact, a Scotch egg. Scotch egg, yes. Anyways, Dorinius, pick another category.
I'd need a few Scotch eggs before I fucked your mother, Trebek.
That's a Saturday Night Live deep dive there in Celebrity Jeopardy.
I got it.
All right. Yeah. Nice.
Silence for 3 seconds.
My hand is up for a high five. Do not leave me hanging.
I do not leave him hanging.
Yes. And as you say that, Darren, poof, you turn into Sean Connery.
Ah, fuck! I didn't get it wrong. I thought we only turned if we got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Connery, please pick another category.
I gotta tap into my Scottish here. Your mother's a whore, Trebek. Let's go with... Brutal Beats.
That's not even close to Connery.
Brutal Beats, 1, 2, or 3?
1.
1. So, David, you cannot answer these questions. Dorinius and Alex, how did Divad try and impress Lord Vacner?
Buzzer?
Yes?
Buzzer? Fingering his daughter, talking about how well he fingered his daughter. She was going to be my wife.
Well, it wasn't quite fingering his daughter. He was fingering the guitar that he was trying to play.
Well, the implications were there.
All right, I will give a point to both Alex and Darren.
Yeah.
And keep track of your own point. Keep track of your own points. But yes, 1 point to both Alex and Darren.
What is this? Whose line is it anyway? I gotta keep score myself. Oh,
David, that my wife was so perfect.
oh my God.
It was loaded.
All right, we will go to Hank Hill. Hank, please pick a category and a question.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna have to go with Brutal Beats number 1.
That's the one you just did.
That's the one we just did.
Yeah. We got 3 categories in front of us. I know one's Up in Smoke and the other's Brutal Beats. What was the first one?
Yar mateys.
That sound like Dr. Phil.
Mateys. Yeah, there's a lot of Dr. Phil in here. Yeah.
You put it on. It's
Yeah.
very Dr.
Love it.
I swear, I'm trying my hardest to do Hank Hill, but
I'm butchering Connery. Thank God he's dead. He'd be offended by this.
What's the difference between your mother and a mallet with a cough?
Yeah.
Well, I got to do a little bit more on the mouth, a little bit more marble mouth there, Trebek.
One's a sick duck, and I can't remember the rest, but your mother's a whore.
Your mother's a whore, Trebek. That's what your mother said last night.
There you go. That's better.
A little getting there.
Damn it, can we move on with the game, or I'm gonna kick your ass? Give me Yar Mateys number 1.
Yar mateys number 1. This for all 3 of you to answer. Name the 2 companions you met on Skull Island.
What was the name of Amelia Earhart's boyfriend again?
I believe it was Fred.
Okay, Alex and Darren once again get 1 point each for splitting the answer on that question. I will award a bonus point if any of you can tell me Fred's last name.
Arneson.
That's literally what I was thinking too, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then poof, Darren, you turn into Jack Sparrow.
That's lovely there then, love.
But you have heard
I'll
of it.
always be gone.
2 points for Alex and Darren. David still yet to get on the board. And Alex, let's go to Divad. Mr. Who are you right now? Borat.
He's Borat. Yeah.
Choose a category and a question, please.
Up in Smoke. That was terrible.
Oh my God.
You did this for me to miss my wife.
I hate it.
Oh, I love this for you,
so
David.
good, bro.
I love this for you.
Up in Smoke, you have 1 and 2 remaining. Which one would you like? Borat.
I'm sweating.
1.
So for Alex and Divad to answer, what is the name of Dorinius's cat?
Ah, shit. I should know this one. Trying to think.
I know Tester is a dog.
It's not really that hard at the end of the day. Pretty popular band to some.
10 seconds on the clock, gentlemen.
Is it Freddy?
No. And Alex, you are now Arnold Schwarzenegger. Divad, do you have an answer?
Darren said something about a band. I'm gonna go with Creed.
Why don't you try Floyd?
Creed.
No, and poof, David, now you look like Goofy.
How the fuck does Goofy even sound?
Oh gosh.
Oh, gosh, we're going to go out, Pearl.
Yeah.
It sounds like a moron.
Well, slow down there, Pluto.
Oh my god, I hate
You're gonna
this
have
so
a hard
much.
time with this one. Yuck.
This is my nightmare.
This is the best.
And we
David
will now
squirming in his
go
seat.
to Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow, please choose a category and a question.
I'm not going to lie, love. I wasn't really listening to the contents there. If you could just repeat them one more time, that'd be great.
Yar mateys, Up in Smoke and Brutal Beats. Which one would you like?
Avast ye and bloody dogs, yar mateys.
One, or two or three?
Twa.
What was the name of the pirate captain that hosted the gathering on Skull Island?
Hand, buzzer.
Yes, Jack Sparrow.
If it's savvy, I believe it was the Captain Caesar empty bottles.
No. And Darren turns into Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, damn it, why can't I get these ones?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Goofy, any answer from you?
Yes,
What was the question again? I'm just gonna fucking kill myself.
Oh, my God, David. I love this.
What was the name of the pirate captain that hosted the gathering on Skull Island?
I kind of just want to change my voice again, so I'm just gonna... Oh, Anthony?
Anthony?
You're
No.
doing a good job, man.
And now, David, you're Napoleon Dynamite.
There you go.
And Alex, Arnold Schwarzenegger, any guess?
Yeah, the pirate captain who hosted the... I am fresh out of ideas. I think I'm going to have to... I know it is not the right one, but I think I'll go with Riz Bonnaroo.
That is wrong. And now you're Quagmire. The name of the captain on Skull Island was Uton Crouton.
Uton Crouton. Does that make you horny, baby?
Giggity.
And let's go to Quagmire. Quagmire, please pick a category.
Oh, do we have Brutal Beats number 2 yet?
Not yet. Not yet. David was,
I really
David-
should have got stoned before this episode. My God.
David was challenged to a one-on-one fight in the pirate camp on Skull Island. What was the name of this competition?
Oh, he had to get down with some mud wrestling.
It was the throwing of hands, baby. Yeah.
Any guesses?
I didn't even know it had a name. God.
Oh, I didn't either. That was just a fight.
The name of the competition was Dual Shank. No points for either of you. I believe we are still 2 points apiece for both Darren and Alex. Divad yet to get on the board. And so let's go to
Jump off the board.
Let's go to Napoleon Dynamite. Please pick a category.
This episode brought to you by BetterHelp for David Beaton, who's having a rough time with these impersonations.
Fuck me. Let's do blast beats for one. God.
Brutal Beats, there's only one left, and it is number 3. What song did Divad say he performed after rolling a nat 20 for his performance in Rock White?
Oh, and Rock White. Is that raining blood, baby?
And you turn into Winnie the Pooh.
What?
Oh, bother. Oh, bother. I thought I'd be better at that.
That's actually really good.
I like that, yeah. Yeah.
And, wait, Alex, who are you right now?
Quagmire.
Quagmire. Let's go to Quagmire. Any guesses from Quagmire?
Oh, he did a rip rocker performance Through the Fire and Flames.
And Alex, you turn into Morgan Freeman.
Eagerly awaiting this one from you.
Oh, it was To the Hellfire. God.
The answer was To the Hellfire by Lorna Shore.
I would have never gotten there.
We have 2 more questions remaining. Yar Mateys for 3 points or Up in Smoke for 2 points. Please, anyone, pick a category.
Your matey.
I think we're going to
Up in
have to
Smoke.
go with a...
Okay, somebody said Yar Matey and somebody said Up in Smoke.
Everyone
we're all
said
picking
Alex
different
said
ones
one.
here, yeah. And I just trailed off, so I was like, nope.
Quagmire's unsure of himself.
Let's go with your mateys for 3. What was the full name of the pirate captain you hired to sail you to Skull Island?
Oh, Buzzer.
Yes, Winnie the Pooh.
I believe that one was Captain Caesar Empty Bottles.
Thank God, that is correct. Dorinius now has 5 points and Alex has 2. And our final question of round 1 of Celebrity Jeopardy.
Round 1.
What spell did Darren conjure during the dinner with Lord Vactor to prove his ability to protect his daughter?
Buzzer.
Yes.
He's
What? Moran Freeman.
during the dinner, he posted 2 magic missiles next to him in order to show his strength.
Correct. And
pretty good.
Alex with 2 points now sits with 4 points when Darren with 5.
Alex.
David has not yet had a point.
Alex, your Morgan Freeman reminds me of the narrator of Forensic Files.
Your Winnie the Pooh reminds me of my grandma.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
an old woman for sure.
Winnie the Pooh is quite a very distinct voice.
As
it's a hard
round
one to
1
get.
comes to an end, the Celebrity Jeopardy set kind of melts away from you. Your celebrity visages melt away, and you find yourselves in complete and utter darkness. And then all of a sudden, you find yourself in, well, a fairly nondescript looking room. On one side of the room, there is a dartboard and a slot machine. And on the other side, a small stage with a mic and amp on the other. And all 3 of you hear a voice as if coming over a PA system that says, "Well, hello, gentlemen.
Knew it.
I point my gun at it.
This journey you have been on has been full of perils and danger. However, I feel like it has been just a bit too easy for you. So, to show you real adversity, I have come up with a fun little game for each of you. Each of these rooms is designed with your items and your personality in mind. And by the end of this little game I have you playing, you all will be leaving without something that is near and dear to you. Oh, yes.
Oh, he's trying to get his hands on your gun again, Alex.
Yep. Yep.
You can smell this from a mile
Everyone else
away.
heard that too, right? Yeah.
Divad, this one is for you. As you can see, you have a choice between your dart of domination and all your money, or your love, knowledge, and passion of metal music. If you choose to lose your metal talents, you will instead be a ska band bassist.
I would rather die.
He just kills himself in the room.
Take my dart of domination, and I stick it in my neck. No. No, I'll throw out my dart of domination.
And all your money. That's part of the choice.
I thought it was one or the other.
Yeah.
No, it's your dart of domination and all your money, or your passion for metal music.
All my money in my dart.
Wow.
Perfect. David, I would like you to throw the dart at the dartboard and roll a straight D20 for me, please.
Okay. I'm going to pretend like I'm throwing it at the dartboard, but I'm going to really throw it at Pervert.
You can't see him, you just hear his voice.
I thought we were on good terms with sex offenders, so this motherfucker just made an enemy, boys.
All right, straight D20. It's an 8.
Oh. And
Oh.
you hear him go, "Oh, someone's not a very good shot, so I'll also be taking this." And Darren and Alex, you both also lose 200 gold.
What the fuck is going on? I could have swore I heard this
hold
will
on.
be such a fun day when we were
It-
starting this off, but apparently meant for himself.
If your DM ever says that to you, you should be very afraid.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm just going to
200
remove my
gold.
1,081 gold here.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Darren and Alex, you can each remove 200 gold.
Oh,
as
I did.
well.
I'm down to 835 now, like a peasant.
Oh no, poor you.
Oh yeah, I got 733 here. That's a real radio salary right there.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to hear either your Pokeball or your 14-inch erection.
And so, David, you put all your money into the slot machine, and I would like you to roll me a d20.
10.
Hey, you all receive a health potion.
Cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think costs 200. I think costs 200 gold. Boys, enjoy it. Well, gentlemen, I just have to say this is fun so far, and, well, I hope you enjoy the rest. The decisions and the choices are just going to get harder, and then, poof, you're back on the Celebrity Jeopardy soundstage. And, Alex Trebek says, and welcome back to Celebrity Jeopardy for Double Jeopardy round number 2. Our 3 categories are the Citrus Prince. All these questions will be pertaining to Alex. Category number 2, don't you know? All about your halfling friend. And category number 3 is story time. These will all pertain to the story at hand. Now, who shall we start with? Let's go, and David, he points at you. Who should I have you play? And you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, do our points carry over? Or are we back to 0 across the board again?
No, they carry over. So Alex has 4, Darren has 5, Divad, you have none. Alex, you now look like Eric Cartman, and Darren, you look like Christopher Walken.
Oh!
And so, Divad, which category would you like?
All right, get in the mindset of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, you got it.
Get to the Citrus Prince.
Yeah.
Number 1, 2, or 3?
1. No, that wasn't it. I don't know what to do.
I have a long 3 in there.
Yeah, just go with it. Just go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the troll that Alex tried to seduce in episode 3?
Oh, I thought that I knew this, but it's not in my nose.
That's really good.
Oh, actually, Buzzer, Dorella
What are you,
Drizzle
Danny
Drop.
Zuko from Greece?
It's all over the place, all right?
You started off strong.
Yeah.
Dorella Drizzle Drop is correct.
Oh!
1 point for Darren.
Yeah, I'm
and
totally
he
agrees
gets
with that.
6 points now.
You think you can just do Christopher Walken and have it stay in the lines?
It has to be a little sing-songy at the end of the day.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
I had to take one of my earphones off so I could hear myself in my room.
Mr. Walken, please choose our next category and question.
Don't you know, for 2...
How long is Chuck's penis?
Oh, Buzzer! I don't know why I knew this so quickly, but I'm pretty sure it's 13 inches.
And you turn into Gilbert Gottfried.
Wow! I don't know.
That's a heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I just gotta shout. I'm gonna move back from my mic.
Because you
gotta
talk
be
a lot,
kidding me.
like yelling at everything.
That's pretty good.
Is it
Let's go to
Gilbert. Bring your eyebrows all the way to the top of your head.
And then she comes in and starts fucking the father.
And then, remember that joke?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Moving on, contestants. Arnold Schwarzenegger, please pick a category.
Story time.
Story time for 1, 2, or 3.
3.
What is the name of the secret order of guardians who look after the stones?
I don't think anyone knows this.
The answer is Mithrandians. All 3 of you should be very ashamed.
Absolutely the main plot of the story.
Seeing as how this is getting out of hand and all 3 of you are perhaps not paying much attention as you should be, I will just go from top to bottom with the rest of the questions. What type of armor did Alex commission from the armorer in Rock White?
Buzz.
Buzzer!
Devad.
Okay.
Arnold
How do I say this
Schwarzenegger.
in Arnold Schwarzenegger? He had the mithril armor.
That is incorrect. You now look like Mickey Mouse.
No, that's Goofy. I don't even know.
Yeah.
You did about Goofy as Mickey Mouse.
Nobody fucks with Mickey, huh?
That was it.
Was it Mithrandiel?
That is very close to correct, and given how bad you've been so far, I will give that to you.
Yay!
Just
Losing
kidding.
again.
You were wrong. It's adamantine.
Oh!
And
Good.
now
Someone
you look
give me another voice.
and now you look like Morgan Freeman.
Ever since I was a little boy.
Like a Twinkie, like a Twinkie. For 3 points, what part of the airplane did Alex offer to try and fix in the cave on Skull Island?
Buzzer.
Let's go to Alex.
I having to fix the radio.
That is correct.
Yeah.
3 points for Eric Cartman.
Sweet.
And now we have 8 points for Dorinius, 7 points for Alex, and 2 points for Divad. Just kidding. Divad still has 0 points.
A big old goose egg for David.
Let's go now to Don't You Know for 1 point. What class is Chuck?
Class.
Why don't I know this? He is a little man.
A fighter?
A little man.
That is wrong, and you're now Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Buzzer.
Mr. Freeman.
I believe the answer is a ranger.
Correct. That is 1 point for Dorinius, who now has 9. Let's go
Outstanding.
to Don't You Know for 3. Chuck was captured in Vacnorov by Lord Vacnor's guards. What was the first name of Lord Vacnor?
First name.
I'll give you a
seem
hint.
to-
It's Vancouver related.
That's yeah.
Fentanyl.
Cartman, Eric Cartman.
Jack.
How is that Vancouver related?
The Gassy Jack, the steam clock.
You are wrong. You're wrong.
Is it possible that his name, when doing with Vancouver, was fentanyl?
No, and you now look like Gollum, and Alex, you look like Bane.
Oh no!
Bane? His first
looking like
Bane? His first name was Van Dusen.
Oh.
Gracious. Wait, that was Yoda.
Alex, that was...
Look. One of the shows that I've been watching quite a bit is Harley Quinn. It is the animated version. They do a very good
Oh,
Bane
there it
there.
is. You are nailing the Harley Quinn Bane.
Story time for 1 point. Recap: Darren with 9 points, Alex with 7, and David still losing.
I'm enjoying this game now.
What was the name of the black dragon that guards the stones and who you encountered in the cave on Skull Island?
I'm enjoying this game less again.
Yes, because we wants is another voice. I'm gonna say Jeff.
Well, let's go to Divad first because he buzzed in first. Divad, what is your answer?
Daryl, the guardian of stones, baby.
You were excited to get that impression?
No, I was excited for that I had the
Oh.
answer.
Sorry, did you say Daryl?
I'm not excited about any of these
Did
impressions.
you say Daryl?
Daryl or Daryl or something like that?
No, you continue to be a disappointment to everyone. You're now Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother.
Dorinius or Alex, any
I am the
guesses?
foggiest.
Rather, it was just Jeff because I can't do a Gollum.
Let's go to Alex because I love hearing Darren try to do Gollum. Alex, what is your answer?
Who the fuck decided that we should be playing this game? I haven't the slightest clue who the dragon was.
Well, the dragon's name was Jarell, and because I think it's funny, both of you will stay as Bane and Gollum.
Come on, I said Darrell and it's Jarell. That was it. Come
You said
on.
Daryl or Daryl.
I said Daryl or Darrell.
Yeah, it's Jarell with a J.
Well, I couldn't read my
That
handwriting.
was going to be my second guess.
Trixie DMs is
And our final question of Double Jeopardy. What is the name of Darren's stone?
This is a euphemism. This game is so frustrating
Who am I now?
because we've never paid attention.
it's not in my notes.
The name of Darren's stone is the Harvest Mark. And as he said that, all three of you just kind of turn back into yourselves. And he says, gentlemen, it is time for Final Jeopardy. Up for grabs is a level up.
Oh my.
I really hate this,
If
guys.
you're able to answer this question correctly, you will level up. What is Chuck's full name? First, middle, and last. It was mentioned only once in episode 1.
Buzzer,
Darren.
I believe our little halfling friend's name is Chuck Chalusi.
That is his name, but not his full name.
He has a middle.
He does.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The level would be nice.
Chuck, Chimney, Chalusi.
The answer you are looking for is Charles Tremblay Chalusi. But Darren is the winner of Celebrity Jeopardy, and Darren, you will receive a potion of diminution.
Whoa.
Diminution, which you can use to either grow or shrink. So you can add that to your inventory.
I don't need a potion for that, boys. How do you spell diminution?
Diminution. D-I-M-I-N. You just enter it, and then it should be the only thing that pops up on your inventory.
There it is.
Looker.
Add to my backpack. Lovely.
And so as you do that, everything fades away, and all of a sudden you find yourselves in a room filled with kind of all sorts of cutouts and little almost like dioramas of all the adventures you've had throughout the Forgotten Realms. There's a small model of Gaudreau's house, a miniature recreation of Rockwhite, a diorama of Divad fighting in the ring on Skull Island, etc. There's also lots of people just kind of milling about throughout this room, and I want everyone to make me a perception check, please.
Okay. One perception check coming up.
17.
Haven't been great, but they are 24.
11.
And Divad with the 17. So both Divad and Darren, you notice that this room is full of what seems to be like almost like background characters that you've seen before during your adventures throughout this land. And all of a sudden you hear, "This room is going to be your favorite."
Point my gun at it.
It certainly is mine. To progress through this room, you'll have to answer riddles. All about your time here in the Forgotten Realms. However, a simple answer will not suffice. No. Once you think you've solved the riddle, you must recreate the event that the riddle is describing. And as he stops talking, kind of like an old-timey scroll just appears in front of you, floating in midair, and it unravels, and it says, "I start with a pull and finish with a loose. I fly through the air, but I'm not a goose. I overshoot the landing and hit something soft. A scream and a shout, but I merely scoffed."
But I know what this is.
A child.
I know what this is. Yes.
Alex?
Yeah.
Yes, we are alluding to the time where I was at the shooting gallery in Rockwhite, and I shot maybe not deliberately, but I'd shot past the target and ended up hitting a small child directly in the arm.
And as you say that, you see a bow magically appear in front of you, and a small child kind of appears as the random NPCs part the river of people, as it were, and standing at the end is a small child.
And that's the boy. That's the boy that I shot right there.
Shoot him again.
I'm trying.
And so, Alex, what, you pick up the bow and take the shot?
No, I point at him and I go, and that's the boy. That's the boy that I shot.
Okay. Anything else?
No. Should I shoot him? No. I point at the boy and go, no, that's the boy that I shot.
And you hear from above you saying, "Pick up the bow and shoot him, dumbass."
All right, I'm gonna take the bow and I'm gonna shoot him in the dick this time.
All right, make me a D20 roll, please. Just a straight D20.
You write your own histories.
Just
Sir
a straight D20. Yeah. There is the catch here is the D20 is for damage against me.
Has to be. Yeah.
It's a 19.
So yes, that hits him directly in the dick. He collapses to the ground and cries on the floor, be like a small child. And as you do that felt even better this time than it did last. And as you do that, a new scroll appears, and it says, "It used to wait for fools to snare. Now it jumps and begs for care. No key required, no lock to pick. Its shell is hard, and tongue is slick."
We got Buzz?
This one I know as well. Yes.
No, you can just
That's Chester.
say whatever you want.
The goodest of boys.
This is it. That's, yes, yes.
And as you say that, Chester comes bounding out of the crowd of people and just kind of jumps around, waiting
Well,
for
boys,
you to do something.
I have no gold.
Chester! Ooh, I flicks Divad a shilling so that he can fulfill the
I
prophecy.
catch the shilling.
And as you catch the shilling, it disappears in your hand. Everybody make me an Arcana check.
17.
Oh, no.
19?
9. Help me out, guys.
Both Dorinius and Divad, you start to realize that there was a bit of a deceptive clause in David's decision, and David, you can no longer have money.
You're the opposite of King Midas.
He said he wanted all your money.
Son of a bitch pervert.
Only one way to break this spell, and that's by breaking his fucking neck the second we get our hands on.
And so, yes, Darren, you flick it to David, and David, as you try to catch the coin, it literally just kind of evaporates into nothingness in your hand.
Darren, try it again.
Not on your life, sir. I think we both know what will happen if that happens. So I flick a shilling towards Chester instead.
And Chester jumps into the air, grabs it in his mouth, and then Chester disappears, and in his place is a new scroll that says, I have no bones, yet I can stand, no feet, yet race across the land. I shape myself as I see fit, slip through your grasp, yet never quit. No lungs to breathe, no hands to hold, yet in my grasp you'll lose control. I'm calm, I rage, I rise, I fall. You tried to kill me with a small green ball.
What the fuck?
Water elemental.
What does that think?
Oh, yeah, that was when Sir Alex threw that line with the water elemental on the pirate ship.
Yes, and as you say that, a water elemental comes out of the crowd, and Alex, he's like running basically straight at you.
I chuck a lime directly into his head.
And as you do that, it bursts through the top of his head, he explodes into water, falls onto the ground, and another scroll pops up.
Happened the first time.
Boys, I think that is successfully the first time that's actually worked.
Yes, I wish it would have went that well the first time, and we'd still have the unsinkable 4.
Agreed.
And the new scroll says, I burrow deep within jaw and claw. Through rock and earth I have no flaw. No walls can hold, no chains restrain. Yet here I sit, bound all the same. A flash of red, a sudden fight, then darkness swallows up my might. No tunnel left, no ground to tread. Just waiting till I'm called instead.
I just look at Divad.
That sounds really sad. Made me feel bad for him.
Sounds like
That's your new pet.
that's where my ballet is living in between space and time while in my Pokeball.
And as you say that, everything melts away, Darren, and you see Leatherhead standing just within throwing range.
I'm worried that throwing my Pokeball at this creature will destroy my Pokeball, but I take out my Pokeball and throw it at Leatherhead to capture him within it.
And as you do that, Leatherhead fades away, and all of a sudden you guys see yourselves in a new room. And Darren, on one side of the room sits your Pokeball, and on the other side of the room is a huge cornucopia of weed, joints, bong, beer kegs, bottles of liquor, and wine. Dorinius, this brings us to your choice.
Okay.
On one hand, you can keep your orb of creature containment and your beloved Leatherhead that resides within. Or you can keep your ability to become intoxicated.
So I can have Leatherhead?
You can still smoke and drink, but you will never again feel the effects of those substances.
Oh my. Actually,
It's overrated, my friend. Sobriety is the way to go.
well, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I am thinking that in the sense of maybe like a future drinking game to prove my worth to a pirate captain or something, the ability to never become intoxicated no matter how much I imbibe. Seems like that could almost be a leg up in the future. So I am going to strut on over towards my Pokeball.
Damn, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Well,
Uh-oh.
fuck. Well, no, I thought you were going to hum and haw over that, but fine.
Well,
whatever.
I immediately went into game mode. It was just like, now I could use this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I had not thought of that. So once again, you guys managed to, subvert my plans.
Get ready for the choice between fucking Dorilla Drizzle Drop, Alex, or your gun.
The impossible choice.
And so as you grab your Pokeball, you see the cornucopia of weed and alcohol just burst into the flames.
Oh, a single tear rolling down my cheek, and then that tear turns to ice.
I will remember you.
Yeah, there's a montage of all the times I got stoned in bed, flashing through like opaquely over top of me while that's happening, and there's just tears running down my eyes. There's like shots of me on the couch eating a poutine in my underwear, and shots of me watching like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Just little faded version of you in the top right of the screen, just coughing up a lung.
Pass you by.
And then softly in the background, you can just hear. You can just hear.
Memories.
Damn it, Alex! Shut up. I was gonna say you softly hear in the background, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Instead of Paul Walker taking that left-hand turn, it's just a bag of weed behind the wheel of a freaking car. Driving away.
And so as the fire engulfs the cornucopia, you're all blinded for a second, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a room once again full of people of all kinds. However, a lot of these people you don't recognize, and a random NPC comes up to all three of you, and she says, "You must find the one you met first," and then walks away.
She must be talking about whoever brought us here initially. When we first got here, I know that I have, spectacularly failed when it comes to issues of retaining memory.
When we woke up.
But when we first got here, yes, when we first woke up, we were bonked on the head. We were put into a cage. That's where we met Chuck, but Chuck was not the first one that we met.
Were our captors the first ones we met, or was it Chuck? Because I do recall awakening in that cage, but was it Chuck there to start giving us the ideas of where we were and what we had to do?
Well, we had to be kidnapped in order to meet Chuck.
That's what I'm trying to, yeah, so is our captors, but I do not recall the name of our captors because we do not know. Other than the name of Sir, dude, the one who brought us here, but we never met him until future in the story.
Everyone make me a perception check.
19.
20.
Just had to one-up me.
4.
Oh.
That failed from Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes sense because you are looking for Chuck and Alex hates him. So, Tyrenius and Divad, you both spot Chuck in the crowd of people just kind of milling about.
Chuck!
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. And Chuck turns to look at you and he says, "Oh, you must find Stardust, don't you know?"
Stardust.
Oh!
And then he walks away.
Oh, that can't be. No, that was like Ziggy Stardust, like David Bowie from the Rock White episode?
And as you say that, you see David Bowie come out of the crowd, approach you, and he says, "Gentlemen, you must find the rescued."
Amelia? The daughter that we kind of saved?
Oh, yes, my beloved, whose name eludes me right now.
That's not a good start.
It's not a good start,
I was in
but
love
keep
once.
going.
What was her name? I don't remember.
It's not a good start, but keep going.
Roll me a history check, Darren.
I got +7 to that, so let's go, baby. That's at 26.
Damn. And so as you are looking around, your beloved Valentina walks out of the crowd.
Valentina.
And she says to you, "You must find the scarred."
Krim.
And as you say that, you see Krim kind of, well, not his like regular look. He looks dead and desiccated and almost zombie-like, and he runs directly at all three of you, and all three of you roll me some initiative.
Oh, shit, okay.
You get to kill him again.
Excellent. Ooh, that is a 6.
Ooh, that's a net 20 on that.
10.
And so, David, you are up first, and yes, Krim running headlong towards you at full sprint, it seems. Excuse me, what would you like to do?
I'm going to use my Loot of Lightning Strike.
Nice. All right, well, roll me a performance. You got to beat a 16.
That's a 12.
And so you try to activate your Loot of Lightning Strike, and unfortunately it does not activate, and now it is on a 3-turn cooldown. Is there any bonus action or movement you would like to try to do?
Yeah. Who was after me? Was that you, Darren?
It would be Alex.
Alex, all right. You get my bardic inspiration, buddy.
Ooh.
How do you inspire him, David?
I just look at you and kind of look at my failure that I just did and tell you,
Don't do what I did. Do better.
Perfect.
I look and I nod.
You can get a D8.
And so, David, your turn is done, and now it is Crim's turn, and Darren, this guy does not like you, so he runs straight at you, and he is going to use a claw attack on you. And what is your AC?
13.
13, and he is going to roll a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll probably do it.
And he is going to do 14 damage as he slashes you with these claws. Where do they hit you?
Right across the... Actually, no, it's going to be right across over my right eye so that I can have the scar I've always dreamed of, which is a claw scar over my right eye.
Ooh, nice. I like that. And now it is Alex's turn.
Okay, so remind me again about some of my extra actions here.
Well, you're now level 5, which means you've got 2 attacks per action. You can use your action surge to do another 2 attacks as well. So if you use your action surge, you have a total of 4 attacks.
So I got 2 per turn, an action surge where I could use 4, and I have luck points as well, right?
Yeah, so the luck points are basically inspiration, free inspiration per long rest.
Okay.
But what would you like to do to Crim?
Shoot him.
Fucking shoot that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
4 times.
Yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to point my gun directly at him, and I'm going to fire.
All right, roll me an attack roll, please.
We are going with a 23, it looks like.
That's definitely going to hit. Roll me some gun damage.
It's gun damage, yep. 6.
6, all right. And then I'm assuming you're going to shoot him again? I'm going to shoot him again.
Yeah.
All right, roll me an attack.
Yep. That's a nat 20 with my plus 9. It's 29.
Roll me some extreme gun damage.
Double that damage,
Extreme.
baby.
I didn't know numbers could get that high. Okay. 13.
13. All right. Is there anything else you would like to do to Crim?
So 6 and 13. I just did 21 damage to Crim, right? I'm just gonna fucking gloat. I'm gonna end my turn.
Perfect. And now it is Darren's turn. Darren, he's standing right in front of you after having slashed you in the face.
Now let me ask you a question here, Mr. David Ashbaugh. Beautiful DM, tall, handsome. Would you go ahead and say that Crim right now would be a zombie or an undead type creature?
I would say so, yeah.
I'm going to cast Animate Dead. Take control.
Okay. Read it to me.
The spell creates an undead servant, medium or small humanoid within range, imbues the target with foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. The target becomes a skeleton if I chose bones, or a zombie. Then you get the statistics for it. On each of your turns, you use a bonus action to mentally command the creature and can move 60 feet. And if you can control multiple creatures, you command any of them at the same time. The creature is under your control for 24 hours, after which it stops obeying your command you've given it to maintain control over the creature for 24 hours. You must cast this spell on the creature again before the current 24-hour period ends. This spell reasserts your control over it for 4 creatures, and when animated by this spell, if you give it a task, it will not stop until that task is complete.
Well, the only issue I have is it says it turns them into a zombie or an animated skeleton. He's already undead. He's not dead. So I think that only applies to humanoids who are currently literally unconscious dead. No heartbeat. So I don't think, no. I'm going to have to say no.
Well, I was really hoping
unfortunately.
that I could just take control over him and tell him to kill himself, but I guess we won't do that today. Instead, I am going to smack him with a lightning bolt.
Is that a ranged attack?
It's instantaneous. It is from myself to 100 feet is the area. So it can be close range or it can be long range. It's just a lightning bolt just protrudes from my chest. And
cool.
And they have to make a Dex 15 saving throw.
Oh, it's like a Iron Man repulsor ray.
Yeah.
Dex 15. Let's take a look here. He is 0 for dexterity. And he rolls an 11.
Fuck
so he
yeah.
fails.
So he is going to take 8d6 lightning damage now.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody just get all them d6s ready. Let's see what we got.
8d6?
Yeah, lightning bolt sick, dude.
Wow.
That's insane.
Don't roll 6 ones. Don't roll 6 ones. 26 damage. So I just fucking, he claws me, and I take a step back and do like the wipe of the blood off my cheek and look up at him and go, "A nice one, my old friend." And I just fucking charge up the blast and just shoot lightning out of my chest right into his fucking scar.
And it kind of like blows half of his head off, and he collapses to the ground.
Yes!
And as he does, the bottom half of his head still intact, with his last breath, his mouth says, "You must find the vendor," and then dies.
I've killed Krem twice. A successful adventure, friend. The vendor. Oh, is that
The
Spray's
vendor.
painter?
It best not be.
No. Who's the vendor?
Not
Who's selling
that
us stuff?
motherfucker.
Who sold
Yes.
us things?
The vendor.
Is it the guy that did my Slayer vest?
Yes.
Was that not Spray's painter? Oh, was that the other man in Rockwhite?
Perhaps we misheard him. Perhaps he said the fender. Maybe we're looking for a car.
Or a guitar?
The 89 Honda.
How dare you?
Oh my god, was that an employee of the month reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what a deep cut. That's an 89 Honda.
Yeah.
How dare you?
We were on the same page on that one.
Yeah, we were tuned in.
Oh my god, that is an underrated movie.
Absolutely.
I can't remember, what is that actor's name? He's really good in
Dax Shepard.
Dak Shepard. Without a Paddle is also a great movie
Yep.
that he's in.
Married to the babe from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Turbo Babe.
All right, but anyways, what would you guys like to do?
Vendor or fender? It's either of those don't really ring a bell on what we would need to. Looking through my notes right now, literally standing
Is it a
there
play
with a
on
booklet.
sex offender?
Reaching for that connection.
I will say he said the vendor with a V.
Vendor. The vendor. Don't have a vendor in my notes that I can see.
Vendor of what?
Oh, you know, this is a callback to earlier, but I'm really pissed off. I actually have Mithrandians written in my notes here. I just didn't look up high enough. Fuck.
Oh, no.
I could have had that question right.
Can I do like a history check to see if I have it in my deep, dark recesses of my mind?
Yeah, sure. Everybody roll me a history check.
+7 of that. Come on, baby.
Nothing
20.
there. I got a 9.
Yeah, Darren, with your 20, you think that he's probably talking about the armor from Rockwhite.
Did that man have a name?
I don't believe so, no.
Oh, then I look. Boys, I think he's talking about that armor from Rockwhite.
Yeah, God, I did my Slayer
I got
vest.
all my limes from.
And from behind you, you hear, "Oh, boys, it's wonderful to see you again. I believe they're waiting for you in the apothecary next door." And as he says that, you find yourselves standing within his armor shop, back in what looks like the town of Rockwhite, but you can see it's a little dreamlike, as if it's an illusion. And he says, yes, head next door. They are waiting for you.
I'm going.
Shall we head next door?
Yeah, we're going to open the door, but just a crack and peek out, just so that we don't get blindsided by something in this weird, mysterious realm.
Everybody make me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Happy I did
20.
that.
Not natural.
Is a 9.
It is a 15.
Both David and Alex, yeah, you can tell that there's something up with this illusion of some sort, but it doesn't seem like there's anything dangerous standing between you guys and the apothecary next door.
All right, well, I'm just going to walk
check it
through,
out.
I guess.
And as you walk into the apothecary, Alex, you see sitting on the shelf, as it always is, the magical dispenser that you put money in and you ask it for something and it will give you something.
This is very familiar. I walk over to it, just put my hand on it, just kind of admire it for a bit. And I count off, how many do I have left? Where the hell are they? I have 17 limes left, so...
Okay, well, and as you think that, a lime pops out of the bottom of the dispenser and just kind of sits there on the countertop.
I pick it up and I examine it, like, this is quite a nice specimen, boys. And I pop it in my backpack.
And as you pick it up, everything melts away and you hear, "It is now your turn to choose, Sir Alex.
Here we go.
You have grown quite fond, not only of your gun, but also of your limes. Now you must choose. If you choose the gun, you will never be able to touch another lime in your life.
But what if I choose the limes?
Well, then your gun shall disappear, never to be seen again.
Boys, this is a monumental decision.
Your entire identity rests
That's why I
upon
saved this one for
question.
last.
I had no idea that this would be so hard.
That's what she said.
Choose.
Just holding a lime in one hand, his gun in the other.
Thorin.
I promise that I will take revenge on the spirits that have forsaken me this day, that have made me give up my limes.
Oh, I love it! And then all of a sudden, the lime disappears from your hand, poof, and all the limes in your bag, you can feel the weight leaving your bag of 18 limes, and never again shall you enjoy the taste, feel, or touch of a lime.
I break down and I immediately start crying.
We both lost something delicious and green today, my friend.
It's not easy being green.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
And as Alex quivers and sobs on the ground, all of a sudden, everything dissipates around you, and you find yourselves on the other side of the bridge that you crossed to start the episode, and it seems as if, well, no time has passed. And find out what the next adventure holds on the next episode of Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.
I love that the last part of that is just the sound of Sir Alex weeping.
Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons is David Beaton, the Tiefling Bard, Alex Kerrigan, the Half-Elf Fighter, myself, Darren Warts, the Aasimar Wizard, and our Dungeon Master, David Ashbaugh. We're an independent podcast that relies on you, the listener, to spread the word. If you enjoyed listening, please give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok at Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons, or contact the show directly by emailing us at dungeonsdudesdragons@gmail.com. But more importantly, tell your friends, your coworkers, even your pets to give us a listen. If you'd like to be featured as an NPC, or if you have homebrew items that you'd like to see featured in the show, tag us at Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons on social media. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.
Feeling down lately? Haven't been yourself in a while? Craving some laughter, excitement, and dude dialogue? Talk to your doctor about Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons, a brand new podcast from Triple D Pharmaceutical.
Side effects may include uncontrollable laughter, a desire to shoot small children, an overwhelming urge to seduce a troll, an Eastern Canadian accent, more friends, the desire to shoot smaller children, suddenly less friends, growing interest in niche metal bands, immortality, the urge to use magic missile on anything and anyone, spontaneous death, short-term memory loss, exploding pillows, the urge to masturbate, but quietly, long-term memory loss, membership to a pirate fight club, growing dependency on marijuana, impotency, assless chaps, an erection that lasts 4 hours or longer, racism? A sudden inability to figure out really basic puzzles, scurvy, a Christmas episode, chickens that kick you square in the dick.
Talk to your doctor, friends, family, co-workers, and enemies today about Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.